Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the next episode of Let's Chat About Wax. Today's topic is basically wax shelf life and storage. This will be a pretty quick video, but I wanted to share with you guys what I learned seeking out this information. I pretty much contacted several of our top wax vendors and I asked them what was their professional opinion or knowledge on this subject matter. I wanted to know basically what is the shelf life of wax, not what we, kind of think it is or our experience with it, but what do they know pretty much for a fact, for a professional handling it, making it, creating it. How long do they know it to last in the home or last on the shelf, not using it, and would still be able to perform good for you after a certain period of time, and what is the best place in the home, location in the home to store the wax. And this is the things that I learned from each vendor. And I also asked them what was their, what would they suggest melting most wax? What is a universal wax warmer or wattage? And most of them agreed that 18 watt hot plate and above was the best or most suitable warmer. Tea light burners were also mentioned a few times, but it was also stated by one of the vendors that you just won't smell the scent for a long period of time. Storage. Most of them all said the exact same thing once they understood my question, which was a cool, dark place. So I would say places like your hall, your hall closet if it has a vent, if it has an AC vent, or it can get proper air circulation in that space, because it would be dark, but then you want to make sure that it's not hot. Each one stated that it shouldn't be, not each one, but some of them stated that it shouldn't be in direct sunlight. It shouldn't be in a hot garage. Again, you don't want to put it somewhere where heat kind of bundles up, like an attic, or certain storage closets may not be suitable. And some hall closets and storage closets could be perfect due to its location and air quality, where your AC or cool air can blow. So you want to put it in a dark place where it's not in direct access to sunlight. And you want to also make sure that it is in a cool location where I guess it can, I don't want to say can breathe, but it's not so much about the melting, but that heat draws out, things. So that's what I also learned from this. I also learned that soy wax actually has a shorter shelf life than paraffin wax. So I did not know that going into this, and that is something that I learned. It was quoted as saying that paraffin wax can last a year. So it exceeds that 6 months time frame, where soy wax would need to be melted much sooner than that. Another interesting fact that I learned was scent oils are different. And a lot of times it depends on the actual scent oil. One vendor was quoted as saying that they could buy 2 different fragrances from the same vendor, and one will be strong and last for years, where the other would die out after the 6-month period of time. So that is also something to take into consideration, that the oil in itself determines the shelf life. So some oils will have the tendency to last much longer beyond that 6-month period of time, whether it's soy or paraffin, than another scent. So that is also something to kind of do your own little observation or test study on how long certain scents last. You may find that cotton candy lasts longer than strawberry, or strawberry lasts longer than watermelon. It just is a matter of also the oil. Another thing that I wanted to mention to you guys is, and this is something else that I learned, I would have never considered putting a loaf in aluminum foil, but it was quoted by one vendor that it was okay for loaves or such to be rewrapped in either a cello bag or aluminum foil. It was quoted as saying never to use sandwich bags, Ziploc bags, or plastic containers. Didn't know that. I have a couple of shoe containers, and I know a lot of us have plastic containers that we put our wax in, and this particular vendor did not recommend using plastic containers, Ziploc bags, and sandwich bags to store our wax. But they did say that boxes, baskets, and glass containers was perfectly okay. So these are just some food for thought, some things to take into consideration when you are determining where you're going to place the wax in your home, what location, what room. I'm kind of in between places. I'm anticipating on moving in a few months. Well, kind of distant, but shortly down the road. And my hope is that I have a walk-in closet where I'm at now, but I just don't feel like putting it there. But when I get to where I'm going, I intend to use one of the closets or areas that have AC ventilation, a vent in that area, and pretty much buy a bookcase specific for my tarts and try to find decorative baskets and containers that I can place my wax in and make it more decorative versus making it look so store-like. I want it to have a more of a display look, and that it's like it's blending in with the decor versus, this is just specifically wax. You almost have to walk up to it to figure out what it is. But these are just things to, again, take into consideration. I've always tried to keep my wax in a box, -2, and I gotta change them out and get them out of them plastic containers and get them into at least the boxes, and try to keep them in a cool place and in a dark place. So I hope this information was helpful to you all, and I hope to be back next week with it'll be more of an open discussion that we can have with each other on their thoughts about, we'll discuss it at that time. But you guys have a blessed day. Thanks for watching. Peace.